Welcome to this glute and hip session. This one is going to be using just a bit of wall space, so somewhere you can lean up against. Nothing else needed, unless you wanted to add some weights, which you could do. But we're going to start with some big breaths in. So big breath as you reach up towards the ceiling. Nice big stretch. Exhale out wide. And again, big breath in. Stretch. Exhale out wide. Just doing that a couple more times. As you breathe in and reach up, imagining that piece of string pulling you up towards the ceiling through the crown of the head. So we're as tall as we can be through the body. And again, big breath in. Reach. Exhale. Let's do one more. Big breath in. Reach tall through the crown of the head. Exhale, opening out the arms, but keeping that sense of length through the spine. So really lifting up. And that way you'll feel that gentle connection going on in the core. And that's all we need as we come up against the wall. So we're going to lean our back against the wall. And you want all of your back. So from your head all the way down to your tailbone. And then you're just going to walk the feet away, roughly hip distance, until you can get as close as possible to your knees being level with your bottom, or your bottoming level with your knees. And making sure that we've got the foot either under the knee or slightly ahead of it. Try not to have it behind. You won't do any damage, it doesn't challenge us the way we want us to. So we want it to. So yeah, feet underneath the knee if you can. And then we're just going to lift one heel at a time. So like I say, keeping the back pressed to the wall. Feeling that connection in the lower abdominals, and then just lifting one heel at a time. Sorry if you can hear the squeaking, that's my foot on the floor. And just lift one heel and then the other. If you need a break, come back up and then slide back down, but try to manage this as long as you can. Like I say, keeping the back pressed to the wall, keeping the bottom connected to it, lower abdominals pulled in. One heel at a time, up and down. Good, we're going to do a couple more. If you can manage it, like I say, if you can't take a rest, come back in. You can always pause the video and restart it. And then when you're done, hands against the wall, come back up, shake it off. Nice little warm up for the legs. Now we're going to put a hand against the wall. And we're going to bring the weight off of the leg furthest from the wall. So the other leg's going to come up off the floor. You can either have it behind you like this or up in front here. So this is the leg closest to the wall, needs to be like this. This hand on the wall, we're actually going to press into the wall. So we're not leaning on the wall. We're staying nice and tall through the spine, nice and upright with the weight on this leg furthest from the wall. But we're pushing against the wall. Okay, and from there we're going to do a little squat. So we stay tall and just bend into this knee as low as you can get and then back up. As you're doing that, pressing the hand into the wall as you go down and keeping that pressure if you can as you come up. Get all the way down, all the way back up. Nice. Let's see if we can do two more. Press. Try and challenge that range. So really bend into this knee as much as you can, keeping the spine tall. Come back up. And now we're going to sweep the leg behind. So as you hinge forward, you're going to extend that leg out behind you. And then come back. Still pressing into the wall. So press into the wall as you do. And then come back. So what we want to make sure of is that the weight stays over this leg. We're not gradually leaning into the wall. So press away from the wall and keep the weight on the standing leg. Let's say the standing leg is the one furthest from the wall. Hinge, return. Good, keep that pressure on the wall so you get a little bit of shoulder work going on here too. Let's go for 5 more. 5, 4, really extend that leg out behind you, get it as straight as you can. 3, 2, on the 1, extend it out behind you, leave it there. Now we're going to twist towards the wall. So as we twist, we're going to push into the wall. We're going to lift the hips or that top hip away so that both hip bones are facing towards the wall. And then we're going to come back so that hip bones are facing the floor. So if you imagine those headlights on your hip bones, they twist towards the wall and then they twist back to the floor. Twist towards the wall, twist back to the floor. Keep that back leg nice and straight. Twist, return. Twist, return. Lovely. Press into the wall with that hand as you do this. Let's go for 5 from here. For 5. For 4. Keep that leg up. 3. 2. And 1. Come back so your headlights are facing the floor, but stay in this hinge position. We're going to lift and lower that leg behind you. So tap it on the floor, lift it back up. We're still gently pressing into the wall. You can move the hand around on the wall if you need to make it more comfortable. But press against the wall, lower the leg and then lift it as high as you can behind you. Tap and lift. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come slowly back up, shake it off. And we're going to do the same thing in the other direction. So turning around, or you can just take the camera and put it on the other side, or change walls, whatever is easiest for you, but you want to be facing the other direction so that we can use the other leg to balance on. So remember, it's the leg furthest from the wall that we balance on. The other leg comes up either to this position or knee in front. And we're going to start by pressing into the wall, so we're not leaning on it, and then dropping down into a squat and coming back up. Down, back up. Remember, trying to keep tall in the spine, so we're not caving over or folding over as we bend into that knee. Stay tall. Bend into the knee as much as you can and back up. Get down. I'm doing a little pause at the bottom in that squat and then back up. Let's go for 5, 4, press into the wall as you do this. 3, 2, and 1. Good. From there, we're going to swing the leg behind. So we hinge forward, extend the leg behind, and then come back. Again, still pressing into the wall. Remember, we want the weight over the standing leg, so don't gradually lean into the wall. Extend the leg behind you and then back. Nice long leg. Good. Let's see if we can do 5 from here. For 5, keep the leg up nice and high, nice and straight. 4, press into the wall. For 3, for 2. On the last one, lengthen the leg behind you. We're going to imagine those headlights on our hip bones again, and we twist towards the wall and then twist back. So headlights towards the wall, headlights towards the floor. Twist, return. Remember, press into the wall as you do this, and then back. Twist, return. Okay, let's do 5 from here. For 5, for 4, keep the leg up behind you. For 3, for 2, and 1. Come back, so your hip bones face the floor, your headlights face the floor again, and then we lower the leg and then lift it up as high as we can behind us. The body's staying still, the standing leg stays nice and still, and we're still gently pressing into the wall with our hand. Tap, lift back up as high as you can. Tap, lift back up. Let's go for 5, 4. Notice I'm lifting up and then I'm slowly lowering back down so we get that work on the way back as well. Counting wise, I think 3 more. I reckon 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Come back up. So that standing leg, hopefully feeling it on those ones. Shake it out. Turn back the other way again. Hand against the wall. Again, we're balancing on the leg furthest from the wall. Take the other leg up and then just gently extend it behind you as you hinge forwards. It's quite low to the floor. And we've got the hips hinged. So we're still nice and tall, but we've got a slight hinge at the hip. This arm is now going to come up in front of us and we're going to lift and lower. Lift and lower. So we lift the arm the same time as the leg. Again, we're pressing into the wall with the hand closest to it. Good. Lift and lower. So we're adding a bit more back work into this movement. I couldn't think what I was saying then. A little bit more work down through the back, down into the hamstrings and glutes. 5, 4, press into the wall. 2, on the 1, keep it up. And now we're going to move the arm and the leg. So the leg goes towards the wall, the arm comes away from the wall, and then back. Out and in. Out and in. So you imagine the wall's there, like this. So this leg goes towards the wall and then away from it. Away and then back. Let's go for 5, 4, press into the wall. 2, 1, come back. Lovely, shake it off. Last time on the other side. So hand presses into the wall. The leg closest to the wall goes behind the body and then we do a little hinge at the hip. Arm comes up, lift and lower the arm and leg to start. Like I say, you're pressing into the wall still. Lift and lower. Remember, press, don't lean. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2. On the 1, keep it arm and leg up, and then they go out and in. So the leg goes towards the wall, the arm goes away from it, and then they travel back in towards the body. Out and in. And again, you probably feel this more on the standing leg than the moving leg. But that's fine, that's what we want. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back. Come down, shake it off. We can do a little stretch here. So turn back to face the wall. The leg closest to the wall, you're going to put the ankle on the thigh and then you're just going to sit back as if you're going to sit on a chair. So a little stretch on this hip here. With the bent knee, sit back, chest up, until you feel that stretch. Nice big breaths. Rise up, turn around. We're going to do the same thing to finish on the other side. So ankle on thigh with that leg closest to the wall. Sit back as if you're sitting on a chair. Take some nice big breaths. And like I say, as you get more confident with those moves, you can add a weight in your hand so that you add more challenge to it. So obviously you've got one hand pressing into the wall and the other hand can hold the weight. Come back up, shake it off. Thank you very much.